guys, Tracy here. I'm just going to share with you guys the process of this really quick layout that I did. I did this while I had a friend over scrapbooking with me, Tanya, and so while she and I chatted, I just made up this layout, and it's quite a simple one. I had a number of photos that I thought I might use, and I wanted to use a piece of plain cardstock for my background, which I don't always do, but I wanted to do that today. So I took this piece of gray, and I wanted to use that strip of blue polka dot paper from the cut and paste collection, and then I had a piece of that wood plank paper as well that I thought about using. I think that's from the Maggie Holmes, from the flea market collection, from crepe paper. And then I wanted to incorporate one of those chalkboard phrases as well, which I find those a bit of a challenge to use. And so I just took that off to the side to cut with my paper trimmer. I ordered a new trimmer, but it hasn't arrived yet. So whenever it arrives, I will do a review on it. So there's that chalkboard element. It says always ready to have the time of your life, and that's sort of Charlie's. Charlie's a really laid back, easygoing dog, so I thought that phrase just kind of suited him. He's always happy and having a good time. I wanted to do something really different and kind of like a graphic kind of look to it. So I thought about having a vertical line in the middle and having it be very kind of negative space oriented, and then I decided to do kind of like these two strips instead, and this is a different layout than what I would normally do, so I was just kind of wanting to do something a little bit different for me. So I'm using my ruler to rip up the edges of the vellum. There was Naomi saying hello. And so I'm anchoring both the photo and the chalkboard saying with pieces of that blue and white polka dotted pattern paper. Then I have one of those, or two of those crepe paper flea market collection canvas borders. So each of those two elements now has a piece of vellum, border, and a piece of that blue and white pattern paper, which is from the cut and paste collection from my mind's eye. Then I also cut out a camera from the Dear Lizzie paper that came in the kit, and I also grabbed an Ormolu tag from the kit. Those are just my stencils. I'm having a quick look through them. I was pretty sure I wanted the round one. And I think that's a Studio Calico stencil. So before I take everything off, I just took a quick shot of it with my phone. And I'm going to do some misting. When I opened it up, all kinds of splatters fell everywhere. So there's splatters on this now too. I really love how that misting turned out. And so I'm going to dry it with my heat gun. It won't be completely set, but it'll be close. I did have to blot it a little bit with paper towel just to speed up the drying process. So there, now I put my first set of, I guess my first cluster of stuff down, and now I'm spraying again up here. And I'm actually not going to like the placement of this. I wish I had put it over a teensy bit to the left. So when I put my stuff down, I'm going to realize that there's not enough of that circle shape showing because the photo is too large. Like if it was smaller, I could have put it over there and that would have looked okay. But I wanted some of the paper to be sticking out to the left of the photo, and I didn't want to cut the right part of the photo off because it had his face and nose in it. So I just resprayed that, and most of it's going to be covered up, so it's not going to look so much like I sprayed two circles, although, you know, it certainly, you can tell if you look really closely. So that's my background. I'm just tidying up a little bit here and putting things back the way they were, and I'm actually not going to put this back the way it was because I think I like the idea of this strip of paper not going all the way across, and then it's sort of like these two partial lines across the layout. Ran out of staples there. So now I'm just using my glue to adhere everything down. I think I'm applying the glue outside of the frame because there's so much white splatter everywhere. I don't want to get anything wet. So see how I'm putting it way up there to put the adhesive on it, just to make sure that the photo doesn't get anything on it. I'm wiping up my hands again. That white Mr. Huey's is really messy, and you gotta work hard to contain it so it doesn't get all over everything. More cleaning up. And now I'm just cutting out that camera. I'm doing a bit of fussy cutting, and I'm using my large scissors. I like to use my small scissors, and then Tanya loaned me hers. I like to use my small scissors for fussy cutting, but my daughter borrowed them for a craft project that she was working on, and I think she left them in her own craft area, so I never did get them back from her. But luckily Tanya loaned me hers. I'm just adhering that little ormolu tag in place. And it says, "You are on my heart." It has a little geotag on it. And now I'm going to adhere the camera in place, the cutout camera, and now I'm going to do my title. And my title is going to be Easygoing Pooch. So I'm just using wax paper for placement, just to kind of, so I can experiment if I need to with where these letters are going to go. So I like how they look like that, with the first letter kind of partially on the pattern paper and the rest of them all the way on the pattern paper. There we go. And now I'm going to spell out the word Charlie while I have those letter stickers out. And I'm going to put that up in the top. And what that does is it just brings some of that black, well, some of the color black, and also it just kind of has more of the same elements. So I'm repeating almost everything in both of those two clusters. And so I put those letters quite a bit higher than they should be, but then I couldn't tear them off without ruining the photo. So I'm just going to leave them even though it's not perfectly straight. I'm going to use this, I think it's a Queen and Company button that's all glittery, and it came in the kit and I really love it, and it makes a really nice center for a camera lens. So I just used my paper piercer to poke some holes in there, and now I guess I'm probably looking for twine right now, and I'm going to use this May Arts burlap twine. I bought it from an Etsy shop. I don't know which one because I bought it quite some time ago, but it gives a nice black look to your thread. I really love it actually, because it's quite shaggy, like it's got fibers hanging off of it and stuff, and so it looks really interesting. It adds quite a bit of texture to a layout, although this, I'm only adding a tiny bit of it here. It just, again, kind of those pops of black. So here are the close-ups. I'm going to put some photos at the end too, so you guys have a great scrappy week. This is my last layout using this kit, so the next one you see will be using the Never Tear Us Apart kit or the Blackbird kit. Take care everybody, bye bye.